Welcome back, fucko, to another episode of Joe Plays Pathologic, and today we're going to be heading over to the theatre for some light entertainment, I think. Also, I appreciate that me calling you fucko right out the gates was quite rude and callous and very uncharacteristic of my usual polite standing that I tend to try and live up to. So I would like to rescind that comment. You are not a fucko. You are at worst a twat. Maybe a twat fish. Maybe. At a push. But you're not a fucko. And I feel real bad about that. Oh, hello. Don't mind if I do. I'm not sure if the bins have restocked or not based on that. I may have just forgotten to loot that bin last time. It's very possible. I honestly couldn't tell you. But I'm sure all the information that we need to solve this mystery will be relaying itself onto us very shortly the next time I stumble into another bin that happens to have something in it. Not that one, that's the first one we looted. We've just gone round in a big old circle because I realised I was on the wrong side of the wall. But I've not looted these bins yet, so that could work. Also, we should probably fill up the old water canteens. Bloop. Thank you. Love that like that I almost said that pissing sound there. That water sound it's so like accurate that it does almost sound like someone pissing, like not like a full force horse piss, right? Like a gentle sort of trickle, like the tail end of a piss, and they're just getting the last remaining few drips of the stream out, and they recorded that and used it for the filling up water sound. Once again, I did that thing where I take a step back from what I'm talking about and like see myself from a different perspective and be like, why are you talking about piss? Hey Joe, I know you're playing Pathologic right now, and hold that thought. What's up, bud? Oh fuck, he's not going for me. That was convenient, I must say. Now he's going for me. Oh, what? Panic. Yeah, I'm just gonna load. It didn't help that my controller started manically vibrating in the way that it does. It's really weird because sometimes my controller just will not care that I'm playing Pathologic. It just will not give a shit and will not vibrate. In fact, most of the time it doesn't. But sometimes just out of nowhere it will suddenly go, oh, by the way, here's some rumble for you. Here's some rumble that you might have ordered. And on top of my glass-topped fucking... Oh, hello. That's where you came from, huh? One shot. Beautiful. Absolutely fucking beautiful. Let's go get the other guy now. Where did he go? Hello. Shit. I'll take a stab. I will accept a single stab. God, the swing is really fucking weird on this scalpel. Not liking this at all. It's like a big... Like, you've got that swing, which if you get that one, it's fine, but I'm gonna load because I took 2 hits there and I don't want to do that. But sometimes he'll do this like big right hand swing where he like pulls his arm back for about 25 minutes and then suddenly lets rip with it, and it's very hard to time that. Very hard to time that. I can see him going to struggle with the combat a lot more in this one compared to old Artemi Barak. I can see this is going to be a problem, and let's be real, I struggled with the combat as Barak, so yeah. It might be worth... I mean, I know I've got a gun and bullets. I'm not going to use them yet because I feel like they're going to be more useful when we get to the tougher opponents later. Like, I know I can deal with knife men. Like that. It's nice that both times I've killed that guy, it's been while the game's still been loading in the terrain and there's been like a big frame drop just as it's happened. So I've had a fleeting moment where I've... How did I not hit him there? I had a fleeting moment where I've not been sure whether I've hit him or I've died, you know? There we go. Beautiful. Fucking beautiful. Shame neither of them dropped anything of use, but yeah, I kept my reputation up, and it's got me a bit of cash, I suppose. So would have been nice if they dropped, you know, like a knife, so I could stop using this fucking scalpel. I could stop being the absolute... I mean, there's something psychopathic, obviously, about stalking the streets with a knife and murdering people, for sure. But it's so much worse when it's a scalpel, somehow. You know what I mean?
Today, the killer was identified. Its nature turned out to be completely unexpected.
The enemy is found and named. It's called the Sand Pest. The contagious plague is threatening to ruin everything here.
How can a killer like this be punished? How can a villain like this be struck?
He can't. It's impossible. By pulling a knife on it, you'll just cut an innocent body.
I think I should go. Nothing to be done here anyway.
You should go. Go then. Wherever you please. Shoo!
I wish I knew I could differentiate the voices well enough to know who was talking in those segments. I do tend to struggle with, like, obviously, like, you get the general themes and the gist of what they're talking about, but when it comes to, like, specifics of who each voice is meant to represent or whatever, that's where it becomes a bit tricky, because I'm not great with voices, honestly. Unless it's someone who I've heard speak, like, billions of times, you know, unless it's, like, my own mother or something. There's a good chance I'm just not going to have any fucking clue who's talking. Hello?
Our delusionment is often a delight to both our friends and enemies.
The theatre welcomes the distinguished audience at any time. There's a performance of the masks every evening, and the blood gets rinsed off every night. That's encouraging. The rest of the time slots are filled with a puppet show, but that's not all we have. Magic tricks, fortune-telling, dream reading. Whoever has eyes, let them see. Is this a theatre? It's rather small. True, this is a chamber theatre, and since I have the pleasure of being the booking agent, director, and impresario around here, I can also tell you that our shows are not for everyone's eyes. Sounds quite intriguing, but unfortunately, I have other matters to attend to.
Even the wisest of men may be so indifferent in ordinary matters, but they are seldom so in their most serious affairs.
Indeed. The three heads of the dragon are facing three different directions. Three powerful families, three clans are overturned by the wind. The wind got in through the breach torn by Simon's death. How will they cope? How will they be able to come to an agreement? The masks do not know the answer to that question. Neither do I. Neither do I, unfortunately, my good friend. I'm actually intrigued what happens if I ask him who does.
Changeling.
The masks are two, but their families are three. I suspect the extra family is just that, an extra. It's superfluous. Someone will have to let go of their power before the fellow men remember a different art of letting. Which of the three? You don't need me to tell you that. The answer is yours. They're so different. Which one do you prefer? You came to this town and now there's one more piece on the board. You're not a queen, of course, but a rook at least. It's up to you. Thank you. Thank you. It's a tough choice, really, because they're all kind of pricks in their own way. I think I have, like, an ingrained dislike for the Oglimskis, because of how they fucked Artemy over, and also have just been, like, openly hostile to Dankovsky as well. But that's more Big Vlad, like Little Vlad, Little Vlad as I like to call him. He's all right. He's all right. And Capella's weird, but she's fine. So like, if you remove the head of the snake in that case, I think that family would be all right. Whereas the Sabarovs are just kind of like I just don't think they've been important enough to either story so far. I think that's my problem with them, if you like. They've just been a bit standoffish and not really got massively involved in what either character's done. I mean, obviously, I'm only on day 2 of Dankovsky, and I'm sure more will come to light in future, but yeah. So maybe removing him. But if you remove... the thing with removing Big Vlad is he oversees all the stuff that happens in the Termitary and the butchers and all that business, so that would open up a void there and perhaps allow someone more sane to take the reins of that whole operation. So I don't know. I don't know. If that is actually a choice I'm gonna have to make, it'll be a tough one. I'll probably keep the canes around just because there's a lot of them. And, you know, nice to have people to talk to, innit? Ooh. I mean, it's got a lot more expensive now, hasn't it? Holy shit. That took no time at all, huh? I mean, I'm well stocked up on food. I'm not going to blow money on it now if I don't have to. I don't really know what I'm doing right now. I don't think I have I don't have a current mission for today. What's this? Is this something I've read? Bachelor Dankovsky, by what seems to be a very lucky coincidence, you have found yourself in a town that is wrought with some very worrying occurrences. Reportedly, there is an outbreak of dangerous disease in the vicinity. There is also an opinion that the outbreak is a falsification, staged deliberately for the purpose of concealing a murder. In consideration of your outstanding analytical capability, we delegate the investigation to you. If there is an epidemic, it must be halted by any means necessary. You should collect as much information as you can, we suppose, and then make a decision in line with your own professional ethics and moral beliefs. In order to implement your strategy, an Inquisitor endowed with unrestricted authority will shortly arrive to join you. In the event that you are unable to curb the outbreak before their arrival, all power over the situation will be reassigned to them. P.S. It's come to our attention that you have recently requested permission to continue with your own research. The decision of whether or not such permission will be granted depends on the results of the assignment. Your success, therefore, has a bearing on your scientific reputation and your further academic career. Professor Tellman. Bachelor, the body has been isolated as far as I know. Reuben conducts the examination of it. Nevertheless, keeping in mind of your discovery, I would advise you to see me in the Rod first thing tomorrow morning. There is a matter of crucial importance that we need to discuss. Alexander Sabarov. I mean, it's tomorrow morning, technically, right now. Does Reuben have it in his silly word, prosectorium? It's not a word that's real, is it? Someone made that one up. We're right near Sabarov though, so I guess we'll swing by him first. I don't know if he wants me to wait till, like, you know, the actual morning until we've got the big pop-up day 2 has begun business. Probably, realistically, but we can see if there's anything to do there just yet. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. 5:07. Okay, yeah. So I mean, day 2 will be beginning in earnest in very short order. So I guess I'll just wander around and loot bins for a bit. Keeps me busy, doesn't it? And there is a handy little trade just waddling towards me up there. I should have enough water to get something off him. Oh, a needle. Fuck yeah. I love these bins, man. He has nothing. You're useless to me. Less than useless. Sub-useless. Oh, hello. Have a quick save real quick. Save quick. Real quick. Hello, bud. You gonna throw that knife at me, yeah? Oh, fuck. Yeah, I feel like that should have made contact, right? I feel like that should have. I mean, it's fine, I got him, but I still feel cheated out of that first swing. This is the wrong door for the big man. I think. Is it? Oh, I'm questioning myself now. Don't want to go all the way around and find... Oh no, this is the right door. Cool. Good job, Joe. We have a lot to discuss, Bachelor, but I'm not ready to talk right now, so I'll have to think it over, come back at dawn. Yes, I'm on my last legs too, apparently. I think I'm fine, to be honest. I've got like half the city's food supply in my backpack. I'm good. I'm like the food baron. We like that dude from Oliver Twist, the orphanage running man. Like, you want more food? That's gonna be me. I'm gonna be like handing out little specks of gruel to the needy townsfolk. Why am I rechecking these bins I literally just checked? I thought I'd gone down a different street for some reason, but I quite clearly have not. Let's go this way. I think there might be some bins down here actually, like right down the end. Am I imagining that? I might be imagining that. I see no bins. There's a bin-free environment if ever I witness one. Okay, cool. I think there might be some just over here, though. Maybe. Maybe. He says optimistically. Come on, give me some bins. I just want to loot people's garbage. You know, like a good doctor. Walk the street with a scalpel, digging through the trash. The most hygienic approach. I have never once used one of these shops. The clothes shops. Like, I guess you can probably get stuff that makes combat easier, like reduces the damage you take, and I know you can get stuff that reduces the infection build-up, which is probably useful. But like compared to like eating and staying alive and you know, weapons, I feel like clothes are sort of the least important thing on the totem pole. And even like if I have surplus money where I can afford clothes, I'd rather hold on to that surplus money because I will probably need it sooner or later, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, I don't see a great deal of point going into those shops in the current climate, you know? I don't know, maybe I'm vastly underestimating the usefulness of clothing in this game. Maybe. Possibly. I mean, it's like a whole mechanic I've not engaged with at all. I know there's the women walking the streets will repair your clothes for you and stuff, like, but it just seems so so unnecessary compared to all the more important things in this game. Speaking of, I saw the feet doing the little shuffle. Why can I not hit this guy from behind? What? Oh, fuck. Shit. That wasn't ideal. How much did that hit me for? Oh, I'm fine. My health's fine. I'll let it slide. I'll accept a few fuck-ups early game. Because, obviously it pays to not be on the back foot for the rest of the game, but I don't think taking a single hit is going to be the sort of thing that's going to ruin my entire playthrough too much. All this water I'm getting. If only there were more drunks who needed it. I could keep buying bandages indefinitely. Was that one up there, actually? I think that might be. Yeah. Dude. Bet you're thirsty, aren't you, pal? I bet you could go for 5 bottles of water right now. I bet you could. There you go, just the thing you need. And in exchange, I'll take your dirty bit of cloth. I mean, honestly, he gets the better end of the trade from an in-universe perspective, I would say. But from a game mechanics perspective, fuck no, man. Bandages, they're like gold dust. The amount of time I spent in the last playthrough crying out for a chance of getting myself a bandage. The amount of time I spent, like, begging and praying to the pathologic gods to Bodo himself that the next guy I killed would drop a bandage so that I could live for another 30 seconds and move on to the next part of the game. Compared to that, I think 5 bottles of water are a worthy trade-off, especially since water is a bit shit. Like, it increases your, decreases your hunger, I should say. It makes you less hungry to drink it, but it also tanks your exhaustion, I think. It's one of the stats goes down, I think it's exhaustion. So, like, you can chug a bunch of water to fix your hunger problem, but then you'll immediately be exhausted and need to go to sleep, which puts your hunger back up again. It's a bit dumb. Is it not morning yet? So is it 7 o'clock? It becomes morning. I thought it was 6. I mean, evidence points to the contrary. Oh, another knife man. I see him stalking around in the distance over there. Let's get a little bit closer before we save scum. Yeah, if you're new to the Pathologic videos, then this is largely how combat works. You always save before it, because there's a potential for it to go terribly wrong. I didn't mean to illustrate my point that well right there, but you know, if it works, it works. If it works, it works. But yeah, even if you don't get immediately one shot by the knife throw, then it's possible to take a couple of good stabbings from one of these fellas, and then immediately you're suddenly having to clamber around for health, and everything can just go a bit tits up from a single poorly done fight. So it's important to make sure all of these go well. Better than that, at least. At the very least, better than that. So, I tell you what, I am looking forward to later today, because I'm gonna watch the Mario movie. It's probably trash. Like, it's crazy because I've noticed that the user review scores for it are like super good, but the critic review scores are super bad, and it's like, who do you trust in that situation? Because honestly, like, as easy as it is to dismiss critics as being out of touch or whatever, and it's especially for something like the Mario movie where a lot of people are going to have a lot of ingrained nostalgia for it, I feel like a lot of people will be like overestimating it, especially in response to the critics rating it quite poorly. Like, they'll be like, oh, you can't do that to Mario, you know, here, give it an 100 it doesn't truly deserve, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's probably going to be a fun time though, like, even if it's not anything incredible, which I'm not expecting it to be. I'm not expecting it to be a mind-blowing experience. I'm expecting it to be a fun family romp, you know what I mean? But yeah, it should be a bit of light entertainment at least. It's a shame I don't have water right now, because that guy's fucking loaded. Is there a means of filling up my canteens about here somewhere? Have I looted these bins? No, I haven't. Beautiful. Beautiful. 2 razor blades. Gotta keep an eye out for a small child to trade those to. Didn't mean to hit Q there. That was a mistake, I will grant you. I'll tell you what else I've been doing recently. I've fallen back into World of Warcraft again. Literally just yesterday. When I say World of Warcraft, I don't actually mean World of Warcraft proper. I've been playing on a private server called Ascension, which allows, it's completely classless. You don't pick a class at the start, unlike in usual WoW, for those familiar with WoW. And instead you just have access to like every skill and every talent in the game, and you sort of build your own class out of them. It's a really cool idea. Like, it's completely busted. The amount of completely ridiculous builds you can put together in it is kind of stupid, but like, I think it's not intended to be like balanced or competitively viable or whatever. It's just a, you know, something to play on and have fun with, and so I've jumped back into that, and it's pretty cool. I recommend it if you're like an old WoW head like myself, who is a bit burned out on the whole core concept. Check out Ascension, the private server. Are we really not in the morning yet? Is it really not morning time for Alexei? Is he still having a nap? That's what he looks like when he sleeps. He just sleeps standing up with his eyes open. He's like some sort of terrifying vampire creature. I mean, he looks like a terrifying vampire creature, to be fair. Like, he gives off vampire vibes, does he not? Honestly, half the people in this town give off vampire vibes. It could be like a historical Romanian documentary. Like folklore sort of, I said documentary, that was obviously the wrong word there. Yeah, like a folklore sort of retelling of history. Hello. I mean, it's not a bandage, but I'll take it anyway, honestly. I'll take the lesser healing item, because you gotta have healing items. Even that is a massive there we go, finally. The morning of the second day has come. Everybody died. Fuck you. It all ends in 11 days. Only 27 people infected. That's not bad. Day 2, in which the Bachelor gets to restructure authority as an equal and accept emergency powers. Ah, that sounds fun. Give me emergency powers, bud.
They say hitting hard is a good enough start.
Why do you have a Phil Collins Widow's Peak in this picture, but quite clearly have a straight Lieutenant Surge buzz cut going on over here? So yesterday you told the Canes that we may possibly have to face an epidemic. I believe you, Bachelor. In all honesty, I'm one of the few people that do. The rest are astonishingly blind. Excellent. The most important thing is that I've managed to persuade you. We still have a few precious hours to stop the disease from spreading, just like Isidore Barak did a few years ago. We need to declare a state of emergency, but I can't do anything. My hands are tied. You're the authority. What's barring you from declaring a state of emergency and being proactive? The authority belongs to the Triumvirate, and it's presided over by the patron, the head ruler. For now, that Simon is dead, his place... That was completely wrong, wasn't it? But now that Simon is dead, his place is vacant. Georgie and Vlad are too afraid that the old balance might shift, but these tragic events are reconfiguring the local power landscape. And if I declare a state of emergency on my own discretion, there will be a feud, a civil strife, and even to acknowledge me at least. To take further action, I need the Oglimskis' money and the Canes' standing. I need Big Vlad's cunning and Georgie's energy. I also need their servants to follow my orders. I'll come to an agreement then. Time is of the essence. We have already exchanged opinions, and they have stated theirs quite clearly. The answer is no. They fail to see the obvious, or refuse to, perhaps. However, my decisions will be useless if the Canes and the Oglimskis keep sabotaging them. We can only instill order and catch the disease before it runs wild if we unite. How can I persuade Cain and Oglimski? Find proof. Any proof. Immediately. While Reuben tampers with the body, and he'll be busy with it for a long time since he's not a professional, the initiative will be lost. Help me, Dankovsky. Find factual proof and show it to them, and they won't be able to deny the truth any longer. Sadly, this is now my direct duty. I received a letter from the powers that be testifying to that extent. What steps are you planning to take? I've asked several people I trust for help. Perhaps they have already offered to help you too. Some of them have sent word to me already. Furthermore, Anna, the current owner of the Willows, is positive that she knows how to find irrefutable proof of the outbreak. She needs a competent person to assist her. Fine, I'll speak to her. I'll speak to Anna. She owes me one anyway. I spent fucking $2,000 getting a corpse dragged out of it. I probably shouldn't be telling you this. You're kind of, like, important and a lawmaker and stuff, and she had a dead body in her house. Whoops. Anna. Anne of Green Gables. Anne of Cleves. Anna from... Is it Twilight or is it 50 Shades of Grey where the character's called Anna? I think there's an Anna in Frozen as well. Wow, there's a lot of pop culture Annas in this world, you know. It's an Anna-heavy society we live in these days. This one, however, is Anna Angel. Lovely woman. Sometimes has corpses in her house. It's just a quirk of her personality that you just have to get used to when you hang out with her too much, you know. Sometimes there's a dead man in her house. Just on occasion. Thank you, buddy. What a good man you are. What a good fellow you are. Big fan. Big fan. Okay. I'm still massively upset by your pitch black room, by the way, Anna.
Is Haruspix planning to get rich here? The prices rose 5-fold over the morning.
So what do you think? Is it unstoppable? I've started saving up pills. Tell me which ones work better. I've come on Sabarov's behalf. Real proof is required for the rulers to devolve their powers to him and begin cooperating. And you know where to find it, don't you? I mean, like, I get what he's saying, but this is quite clearly a power grab by Sabarov, isn't it? Like, quite clearly a power grab. He's taking this opportunity to place himself in the position, the void that Simon left, and it couldn't be more obvious than that, and yet we're still helping him because I guess we don't have any other choice. It's either that or let the people get wiped out, but I feel like the better option would be to just go to Vlad and Georgie and be like, hey, there's a plague, maybe we deal with that before our petty political squabbles, you know, whatever. Incidentally, are you aware that no one believes you? Seems like Saburov the despot was the only significant person to have sided with you. He could have prevented the disaster, but it's too late now. Ugh. I don't like how he uses the word. This is like twice he's been like weirdly unnecessarily flirty with her. Like he's just a bit of a creep, Dankovsky is, honestly. And why the hell doesn't anyone believe me, I wonder? Yesterday we were all very busy harping on about my educated opinion being the ultimate truth to them. Oh, it's all such a mess. I've been living in a very quiet life for a while. We're not used to... A lot of people were killed yesterday, you know. I still can't believe it. It's like a pagan demon had passed through the town, possessing the crowd, committing foul murder, and somehow remaining invisible. So what was it you wanted to tell me? Disturbing rumours have been heard from different districts all night, mostly inconsequential and mostly driven by everyone's fear of the man-eater and the mob's crazed vigilantism. It's all rubbish, but I've found several reports disconcerting. Which ones? They were brought to me by second-hand dealers. I've started saving up medicine, you know. Never mind. Anyway, everyone's noticed an unusual silence and occasional strange animal behaviour, especially that of dogs. And there were packs of rats too. The hunchback said that such things are often left unnoticed in the general panic. Yes, it does resemble the first signs of an outbreak, but silence could have been caused by fear. Dogs always get anxious when people do. As for rats, there is a slaughterhouse nearby, isn't there? There are other signs too, frightening scribblings and repulsive oily spots on walls here and there. Raspy breathing that could only belong to giant lungs can be heard by the silent houses. They say the Shabnak, the embodiment of the disease, is breathing poisonous air, leaving her fat on the walls as she walks by. Well, show me where these places are then, I guess. The children know which houses are infected. There were 3 of them. 4 tops, you know that? Talk to Capella, the young Uglimskaya. Children are drawn to her like moths to the flame. They tend to hang around everywhere and report everything to her. She's at the lump now, and tell her I'll share my pills with the children. It's nice to have a little network of agents all over the place, putting aside the fact that all of them are also little deathbringers for now, of course. Okay, back to Capella. I didn't need instructions to find Capella's house. I know exactly where Capella lives. I was there a lot in the previous playthrough. A lot. Hello. I don't think I have enough to trade, but just in case. Yeah, I've only got 2. Never mind. Moving on. Yeah, we want to go down and cross the bridge. Checked all these bins. The reason I keep opening my quest log, I am now realizing, is because I was playing WoW the other day, and going back to my WoW obsession again, and Q and E are strafe in that. So I keep pressing Q to move sideways, and this happens. Oops. While we're over here as well, we are quite near-ish Ruben's stupid building, so we'll stop by that as well after we've spoken to Capella, assuming there's nothing more pressing that happens in the meantime. I think we can get some shit done today. We started early, we were ready, we were raring to go at Alexi's first thing in the morning, so I think we can probably pull off today's quest quite easily.
Soon, I hope.
Bachelor Dankovsky, the founder of Thanatica, an unexpected visit. Victoria, I need your help. But of course, how can I help you? Have you by chance heard of anything unusual going on in the town? From the children, perhaps? You must be aware that I'm looking for Isidore's murderer. I was actually going to share this with you. Little kids came to me in flocks from throughout the town. They're all scared. The youngest are afraid of Shabnak. The older ones tell me there's something wrong with certain houses, and who knows what's inside. I can see your intelligence is quite competent. Which houses are those? Children are lovely reporters. They remember all that's crucial to them in great detail and leave out everything else completely. As for this case, my friends have noticed a staggering amount of details and they have forgotten to tell me the most important part. So I can only give you a rough direction to the area. Like it could ever be simple. What details have they noticed then? The ones you would expect the least. The silence. The moaning chorus from below the ground. Lamentations from behind the windows. dogs banding together in packs and eating soil, the usual smell in the air, as if an unusual smell in the air even, as if a stinking cloth was burned. A friend of a friend's friend hasn't come to an appointment. I see, so what do I do? How am I supposed to look for these silent houses? It's in Earth, the troubled southern part of town. You could use a guide down there. Find a boy named Sticky. He'll show you the houses that have fallen silent. He'll tell you what is where, so that you don't get confused. Thank you. One last thing, Laura was looking for you. She needs your help with something. Everyone does. I'll go see her if I have the time. Yeah, I know where Sticky lives. It's weird because Sticky was one of Artemis Bound. Laura's over here, yeah. And we'll go to Laura first then. Actually, no, we'll go to Ruben first. I want to go to Ruben. Sticky was one of Artemis Bound. I had to keep him alive throughout the entire playthrough. But he was basically never relevant. I think there was maybe one sort of side quest where I spoke to him about something going on. I can't remember exactly what at this point. But he's already proving more relevant to the person who isn't charged with keeping him alive. What a weird coinkydink. Oh, fuck. They mentioned dogs. I wasn't aware dogs... I don't remember dogs being a thing in the other playthrough. But I guess they are. I should have to be wary of those then. Hey, bud. Hello, dangerously tall bud.
The grip of the manhunt is tightening.
Now is not a good time to talk, however important the matter. Alright, I'll come back later. God forbid that me... where is the body? Whatever. But yeah, me, a medical professional, be allowed to come discuss, you know, with the person who is conducting an autopsy on the body. Especially when I'm also the one charged with investigating the murder of the body, you know. I'm sorry. I'm so flagrantly wasting your time like that. You get back to standing in the corner of your room and looking at the ceiling. You weird giant man. That told him, that put him in his place, didn't it? No one likes being called a giant man. That's the most harsh insult you could possibly give a man. Telling him he's tall. Ooh, how will he ever recover from that cutting barb, eh? Why's Lara gotta be so fucking far away? I bet she's just got some stupid quest I don't even care about as well. Some boring side quest where I've got to help the needy or something. Like, I've got more important things to do, like following a small child around a town. Bin. I'll take it. Bin. I'll take it. I think pocket watches trade to little blonde boys as well, don't they? I think. I know they take razor blades. I think they take pocket watches. What are you doing? What was his whole thing there? Not like he was getting up from doing push-ups or something. It was a bit odd. Nope, not that. This. This is what we want. And that gives me exactly 5. Perfect. Just in time. For this guy who's not going to have anything to trade. Oh, no, I stand corrected. Oh, it's so nice. It is so nice to just have a bunch of shit to fall back on. To have an inventory full of stuff in this game. I spent so much time scrabbling around for my next meal in my first playthrough. So just being prepared like this is such a wonderful vibe. Hello, Lara. What do you want?
Haruspex was offered 100,000 for his inheritance. He refused.
Interesting. I've not met Artemis yet. I'm sure it will come in time. There's panic everywhere, right? The prices are rising by the hour, not to mention that we haven't received any provisions for several months. The shops are empty. The people are eager to buy anything at exorbitant prices. Everyone is trying to prepare themselves for the epidemic. Yes, it's absolutely absurd. I think the prices have gone up 3-fold. More than that, in fact. We need to buy emergency rations, a lot of them. It'll be a challenge even today, but I fear that tomorrow it will simply become unfeasible. How much do you need? We need a lot. I want at least 12 people to be able to survive for a month in the house that will become a shelter. With minimal expenses, of course. My friends and those who help me set the place up will be accepted in. Can I become one of those people? Of course. What do I need to do? I've collected all the money I could find. I've sent couriers on a shopping mission, trying to find the best prices. Now I need to collect the most important donations from the Kanes and the Uglimskis. Yulia agreed to make a donation too. I'm going to see them now, and then I'll join this crazy shop rush. You're not going anywhere. It's a general rule, Lara. Those who stay in survive. Those who go around shopping die. Get it? I do, but I'm used to doing everything myself. I don't really have a choice right now. I'll make the purchases. I have a lot of walking to do today anyway. Tell me what you need. I need to collect Vlad the Younger's, Yulia's, and Maria Kane's donations. Tell them that you're acting on my behalf. Then you'll need to find the best prices and buy as much bread, smoked meat, and fish as possible. Only the products that don't go bad quickly. You need to take it all to the House of the Living. I'll show you where that is. Is that what you're calling the future shelter? It's a lovely name. Thank you, and forgive me for burdening you with the time-consuming and mundane errands, but one day a lot of people will be very thankful, and we've managed to take care of the vital issues beforehand. I know. So what specifically? 3 loaves of bread, 3 bundles of dried fish, and 3 legs of smoked meat. What do I have? 2 smoked meat. 2 dried fish. No bread? Did I not buy? I'm sure I bought bread. Oh, I think I ate my bread, didn't I? Yeah, I consumed all my bread. Damn, if only I'd known. We'll complete this quest without having to even do it. Does sound like we're going to get some cash. I wonder... I mean, it's a dick move, obviously, but what if I just, like, get the donations and then keep the donations? Right? I mean, look, I'm in it to win it, right? I imagine there's going to be a good reward for this, though, if they're going to give me a load of money and then expect me to use it. But to be fair, I mean, I spent $2,000 on Anna Angel and got fuck all from her, didn't I? So, like, it's... We'll see how much the donations are. Because they're going to have to be pretty high if they want me to buy, what, 9 items of food. Considering everything's like 600 a piece at the moment. Also, I'm going to have to find shops that sell all this shit as well. Maria Kane, first and foremost. Hello, love.
I think I'm having fever heat.
You're giving me a stony stare. Is something wrong? Are you disappointed? Lara wanted to meet you to collect the donations for the House of the Living. I prohibited her from going outside, and I strongly advise you against doing so. Yes, I'm giving her my personal savings. I tried to persuade my father to spare some money from the family funds, but they still refuse to believe in the outbreak. This is just the family line at the moment. Then why do you believe me? Me? I'm not questioning anything. I'm not allowed to. If you want to know why I decided to give Lara my savings, I'll tell you this. That is because I'm compelled to. By the way, have you found the proof you were looking for? Not yet. I'd rather you never did, and Daniel. Too good to come true. 2,000. Okay. Okay, that'll go a good way to buying the food, right? If it's like 600 a piece, and each of these people are going to give me $2,000, I should cover it, honestly. Trying to work out a good route here. So we need to go down to Vlad to get the money. There's a meat shop here. There's one here. And there's another, I think this is one as well. Do we go Julia, Sticky, do the meat shops around here, and come down here, do the meat shop here, go there, and then come back up and do the meat shops here before returning to Lara. That seems sensible, I think. That seems like a route that I've just planned. An entire route. We're going the wrong way already. Plan a route and then immediately just stride off in the opposite direction. Expertly done, Joe. Expertly done. I always like to think of myself as having quite a good sense of direction, but I swear it's getting worse as I'm getting older, you know? Now that I'm in my 30s, now that I'm officially an old man, like, that's it. It's gone. It's gone. There's no chance of me, like, having a functioning brain anymore. Just slowly degrading. That's what they say, isn't it? I think it's after 25, your brain cells stop reproducing or whatever. They stop repairing themselves. So, like, after that point, you're only going to get dumber. Which is why old people shouldn't be allowed to vote. Thus ends my TED talk. Okay. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Okay. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money I'm going to need to do this. I mean, I can... No, I can only afford 2 purchases here. I've got 4.5 grand and I can buy 2 loaves of bread. Should have stocked up better on day 1, man. All my stocking up was not enough, it turns out. I think, like... Either way, whether I hand the quest in or not, buying the bread is probably still going to be useful to me. What have I got? Was the smoked meat... Was it smoked meat or dried meat? I can't actually remember which one it was now. I get to keep my vegetables. The nuts are going to be used for trading. I'm not actually going to have that much food left if I do this quest. So much for stocking up. Shame I spent all that money on Meridom. I mean, I'm gonna need it. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna need all this. So I'm kind of fine with that. But I do wish maybe I'd got like 7 less Meridom and got some more food instead. Buy the bread then. I'm starting to worry that they're not going to give me enough money to cover everything, though. That's my primary concern right now. Because, dried fish, smoked meat, yeah, okay. So, we're going to have to spend like another 4,800 for 950, in fact, on those 3 remaining purchases. Bread, fish, meat. We're at 2 of everything right now, right? 2, yeah. I don't think they're gonna give me that much. And considering I'm already overspent, like I've spent 3,300 and she only gave me 2,000. It's not looking great for my funds, this quest. It's gonna be so hard to part with this food. Like if I can in fact afford to buy everything. Taking it to Lara and being like, yeah, just take all this food. Just take it. I don't want it. Gonna be a rough one.
Who will take care of us?
What's going on in this town? I wish I could go out and see it for myself. I came on Lara's request. Oh, true, she did say she needed to buy some provisions, stock up on drinking water and whatnot. Some couriers have offered their services to me already, and then there was this profiteering peddler who visited yesterday. The mind boggles, just to think all this hullabaloo was caused by the death of a single man. As an epidemic hazard, the disease we're about to face is likely to be more terrible than plague, Yulia. One man's death has nothing to do with it. You amaze me, Bachelor. Did you not make fun of the Shabnak rumours yesterday? Mind you, there was some factual basis for all the hearsay. A lot of people don't have the faintest idea of what kinds of life may be found deep in the steppe. They don't even know what kind of people live there, what kind of food they eat, what kind of effigies they make out of clay. Neither do you, to be fair. Still, you don't hesitate at moment to accept a rumour of an epidemic as veritable truth. Is the concept of the disease that much more familiar to you than that of a man-eating abomination made of clay? Yes. Yes, it is. It's simply because my head is screwed on right, damn it. Do you trust Ruben's opinion? And what exactly does Ruben say? Did he release any results of his research yet? With all due respect, that is none of your concern, Yulia. Let's get back to the more pressing matters then. Here, take the money. I'm not so eager to give everything I have to alleviate the outbreak because I've yet to see any proof that the outbreak is real. But I am well aware of the reality of Lara's drastic circumstances. I'll embrace the opportunity, however slim. Hopefully, at least part of the money will be used for purposes other than the shelter she is conceived of. Thank you, Yulia. 3,000. Okay, that's a bit more like it. That's a bit closer. So far we've been given 5k and we spent 300. So we're up technically, but I mean that gives us enough to buy 2 more items now, and whatever young Vlad gives me will hopefully cover the remaining one. I just realised what the time is. This video's gone long. I was having too much fun. I was having too much fun in Pathologic. That's unbelievable, isn't it? For once, this game isn't making me want to kill myself. Hooray! Okay, we'll just grab some supplies from here and then we'll call it a day, I think. What was it? Smoked meat, dried fish, and then we just need a loaf of bread to finish our collection. Which we can't quite. I mean, we probably could afford it if I sold up, but we're gonna get some money from young Vladdy boy, aren't we? So we'll use that instead. Have we looted these bins yet? Cool. All right. So this is the official wrapping up point of the day. I guess because we've kind of deviated from the path I was intending to go to Sticky, we'll go and. That is a big detour, isn't it? No, fuck it. We'll do this first. We'll do this first, and then we'll get over to Sticky's house. I think that seems like a plan. So yeah, next time, we will do that. We will do that thing I just said. Sound like an idea? Sound like a plan? I think so. Nice to have some structure in my life for once, you know. And I'll see you for that. Bye.